Hello Scorpio, and welcome to Embrace the Moon Tarot and your September 2017 tarot reading. And I was just kind of sitting here trying to tap into the vibrations of Scorpios that I'm going to be doing a reading for this month, and the word that comes to mind is harmony. Not so much peace as much as harmony. And I don't feel that it's necessarily what you're feeling or being overwhelmed or your entire being is filled with, as much as you're kind of trying to spend some of your energy looking for harmony, feeling harmony. Whenever you're in situations, if you have the mindset or in a position where you can give it consideration, you're trying to find means to seek out harmony in that position, or at least harmony within yourself regarding the situation. I feel that some, personal work has been done, maybe some dark, deep, personal kind of soul searching and what have you, and you're at a point where you, whether you're finished with it or not, you kind of want to step aside slightly so that you can find harmony in and around you, kind of seeking it out, sort of looking for blessings so that you can count them, so you don't forget that they exist while you're going through and doing the deeper work that you've been doing. So harmony is just, like I said, the kind of word that keeps coming into mind. And I was trying to tap into another word thinking, no, I don't think that's it. And it was like, nope, harmony is the word. So like I said, it's not that you feel it right now as much as you are at a place where you're trying to purposely seek out harmony. So let's see what sort of reading we have for you for this month. I have a slightly different spread this month. I decided to do this spread because I thought it would take up less time. I was wrong. So at any rate, let's see what we have. Past, present, strength, focus, potential obstacle, potential ending for the month. So let's go ahead and put the potential obstacle up here and out of the way and focus on the past. So we have the Eight of Cups, and this kind of reflects what I was already saying, that there might have been quite many of you who were doing some deeper work. Some people call it shadow work, soul searching, whatever you want to call it. Whatever name or definition you want to give it, it's all pretty much the same thing. You're kind of digging deep, you're doing a little soul searching, you're kind of doing some deep self-consideration, and as a result of it, you've been quite reflective, and through the reflective process, there's been some releases that you've been going through, and some of them have been on purpose. Some of them have been as a result of the reflections that you've been having or going through. You made specific choices that allowed you to release yourself from bonds that you may have had one way or another. And some of them have been a result of the deep consideration and contemplation, but you may not have realized some of the things that you've let go. I think they may come, a realization may come quite later. You may never realize it, but there are things that you've let go on purpose and things that have just been a byproduct of the work that you've been doing that you've let go that you may not recognize. But definitely some reflective contemplation that has resulted in some walking away from, letting go, releasing. And with that does come a little bit of that heaviness in the heart that you get sometimes. And what's interesting is that even when we know we're doing something that is going to make us feel better or going to take us into a better position, take us down a better life path or whatever, we aren't always filled with joy as a result of it. Sometimes there is a little bit of heaviness that comes with those decisions. And, you know, when we're changing, sometimes we mourn the changes that we're in. We're mourning what we're letting go. We're mourning kind of what was, and that is no longer. We're mourning the realization that we may have been holding on to ideas or ideals that haven't been serving us for a very long time. But, you know, it just kind of has us a little bit heavy of heart. But at the same time, we're happy to let go. And I think that's why I was kind of tapping into that. It's not that you're filled with harmony, but you're trying to seek out things that make you feel filled with harmony, so that you can kind of lift some of that heaviness up on your own, knowing that you do have things to be that can provide you peace and a little more lighthearted than you've been feeling. But you decided to be proactive about it. Instead of waiting for it to just kind of fall upon you, you have decided to look for those moments that allow you to be filled with harmony and create vibrations from it on yourself, so that you can, like I said, kind of lift your heart on your own. So present, in your present right now, we have the Seven of Cups. So there are options, choices that are a result of these changes, and they're not huge life-changing in the sense that you now have huge job offers or you're going to have promotions that are lining up. They're all kind of those subtle options and changes that come, and it has to do with the growth. And this is the work that you've been doing. You've been going through these deep contemplations and considerations, looking for ways to kind of expand who you are, become a better person, feel more fulfilled with the choices that you're making. And so these contemplations that you've made, the releases that you have, you've created space that has allowed you to have more options to fill that with things that are going to make you feel more fulfilled, that are going to make you feel that your soul is being fulfilled. So all of that deep work is bringing forth what you've been desiring. I do feel that even though that you are at this place that you've created space, and as a result of creating space, you now are going to have options to be able to fill that space in with, that is going to make you feel more fulfilled and feel that you are expanding on the level that you want to expand. It's not something that you have to rush for. You don't have to make a decision right away. You don't have to hurry up and choose from what is being presented to you. It's just the knowing that it's there when you feel you are ready, recognizing that the options will be available for you, but kind of settling into this new side of yourself that you've recognized, getting to know this side of yourself that you have brought forth with all of this internal work that you've been doing. So really getting to know you, and that way you know what options are going to fit you as you move forward. So this card is that there are options being presented to you. It's not necessarily that you need to grab them and run right now. So if you're not feeling the push to hurry up and make a decision, don't hurry up and make a decision. If you are feeling the push to hurry up and make a decision, try to sift through that to make sure that you're not getting pressure that's unnecessary. Try to recognize that push to choose because you do indeed need to choose, and you do indeed desire to make a choice, not because you feel like, well, now these are presented to me and I have to make a choice. So sift through it and take the time to get to know yourself, so that when you make these choices, they are the choices that are going to fit where you are wanting to go. All of the work that you have put in to this process that you've been undergoing, you want to make sure you're honoring that with the choices that you make as you move forward. So sit with this in whatever way that you have to. If it's meditation, if it's talking to someone that you trust, if it's prayer, whatever it is that you do that allows you to sit with these choices and making sure that when you do finally decide something, it is honoring this new side of you. That's what you want to do. So the present condition isn't that you have to make a choice. It's that there are choices. You will have to make a choice eventually, but you don't have to do it right this second. You don't have to be spontaneous. If you feel that desire to sit with it, that's okay. And take the time. Just take the time to sit with it. So this is also connected very much so in your strength. Your strength is moving towards to calmer waters, more peaceful times. So again, that pressure, if you are feeling the pressure, make a choice. You know, sometimes we feel that we have to hurry up because something has been offered or presented. We have to hurry up and grab it before it disappears. We're very much become a society of hurry, now, go. Got to move on to the next thing. So you got to hurry up, make a choice on this because the next thing is waiting for you to move on. And we forget sometimes that we can take some things slowly. And if you are in a state of uncertainty regarding if you're supposed to be quick or slow, that's when you need to tap into, you know, reaching out to your higher self or higher divine or the powers that be, whatever it is that you connect with. And that's where the strength card comes in, taking the time to move yourself away from tumultuous situations, anything that's going to make you feel kind of rocky, anything that's going to make you feel kind of like you're being slapped around like a boat or without a paddle or whatever. You want to move from that into a more peaceful situation, mentally and spiritually, so that you're at a very nice calm kind of, for lack of a better term, maybe an island all by yourself, and you know, that mental space and that spiritual space that allows you to be unhindered and so much at peace that you can hear your inner voice. You can hear that connection with the great divine, the powers that be, whatever it is that helps you lead you to the next step. That's your strength. That's what's going to help you moving from that process of releasing those that you recognize and those that you don't, and recognizing those options and being able to choose those that honor all of this work that you've been working towards on yourself. So if you're cluttered, if your mind starts to get kind of cluttered with options and, well, if I did this, this could be the result. But then if I did this, this could be the result. If you start to really just get kind of overwhelmed with all the options and therefore all the potentials, all of those options represent you, it's blocking you from having that harmony and that peace that you seek. And so it's going to really have you continue to struggle with making that choice. And so when you get to be so filled mentally with all of these options and the choices that you should or shouldn't be making and what they may result, if you choose one or two or both or all of them, that's your sign that you have to move to a more peaceful location mentally and spiritually, whatever that takes for you, so that you can clear all that out, empty it all out, and sit and ponder from a more connected to your higher self position, so that you can be better equipped for making those decisions. The possible, or your focus for the month, is the King of Pentacles, and I feel that this is just letting you know, it's going along with this whole concept of having the options and that focusing on where they can take you and honoring yourself. It's just being relayed once more. It's just another means of letting you know. Focus, but with this one, it's letting you, it's also telling you to get grounded, going to that place where you feel more at peace internally, so that you can quiet all of the conversation and the buzz that's going on and sit calmly and peacefully and quietly with your higher self, and then ground yourself so that you can see how all of these options, how they can externalize and what they can manifest for you. And you'll be better equipped with having an understanding of what it is that you want to decide moving forward. And this, I feel, is going, that focus and the capacity to focus and the specifics of what you can focus on will come and be much clearer to you once you've managed to get to that place of peace. And this is the kind of peace, you know, it's not, how do I put this? It's the peace, it's a state of peace that's not long lasting, in the sense that once you have it, you'll be fulfilled and all is well. But it's more of a peace as in the peace and quiet. like I said, hushing the buzz of all the conversations that come from all the options that you're starting to see fall before you, open before you. Being able to quiet and hush that buzz, that sort of peace is what you're searching for. And when that comes, the specifics of your focus, what it is that not only will ground you, but what it is that you want to externalize, that will start internally and then begin to grow to where you can manifest and externalize and see it to its finish. The clarity will come, and the more time that you spend working on this, releasing and moving towards opening space so that you have more options, and then with those options, sitting with them, getting in that state of hushed mindset so that you can hear the voice that you're supposed to hear. As you strengthen this will become clearer. That specific goal that you have, that you might not even know yet, will come to you the more you sit in that hushed moment. The more often that you allow those options to be options and available to you versus anxiety of making a choice. The clarity for the specifics of what it is that you want to manifest, to see to the end, the goal that you want to set and work towards will become clearer and clearer with each moment you spend hushing the frenzy and lifting up the quiet higher self. Potential obstacle for the month is the Hierophant, and I perceive this as struggling with those moments of hushing the frenzy. The obstacle is going to be trying to decipher the actual conversations you have with yourself regarding all of these options, and knowing, is this the way I'm going, or am I tapping into this from that nice quiet conversation with my quiet inner higher self, and getting consumed with the conversation, the frenzy of what the options can bring. Sometimes when we have all of the options presented to us, we can be overwhelmed with how many there can be. And with that overwhelm, like I said, comes that buzz. So the problem is going to be trying to decipher the decisions or the contemplations and the potential of where we want to go. Is it where our higher self, from a state of peace and hushed connection, or is it just looking at all the options and trying to figure out in a frenzy which one's the best one? That's where this comes in. I think that the struggle or potential obstacle is that you're going to struggle back and forth. You're going to see all the options, you're going to see all the potentials, and then you'll start settling on one, and you'll no sooner settle on one option than all of the potential from another option is going to fill your mind. And as a result of that, you're going to start to wonder, well, maybe option A wasn't the option, maybe option B is. And you'll no sooner finish with that than maybe option C start to present all of its potential. And every time you come to what you perceive as a conclusion, this has a potential of creating a cycle of bouncing from potential conclusion to potential conclusion from all of the options, and then not really sure, is this the way I'm supposed to go? Did I really get the answer from my inner self that I was seeking, or is this just me mentally trying to control where I want to go? Ensuring that you are getting the advice from your personal higher self is going to be your obstacle. And the advice that I have for you is to remember your strength. Your strength is getting the answers from a state of hushed, quiet space while connecting with your higher self or the great divine. And if the conclusions that you've came with brings anxiety or stress with it, then get back into that state of hushed space, connect again, and then ask the question, and there's where your answer will be. But that's the potential of what your obstacle is going to be. Really trying to figure out, when you're making your decision, did you connect with your higher self or didn't you? Is the decision that you've come upon based on this connection, or was it because you went through a frenzy and decided on what your potential obstacle or a potential fulfillment was, and it sounded good and you kind of sort of liked it the best out of all of them? That's just going to be the struggle, trying to figure out if the decision you made is indeed you connecting with your higher self, or you just coming up with the best option that you perceived in the moment. Potential outcome for the month: this vicious cycle of trying to figure out the option and whether the decision you made was you connecting with your higher self or not, is going to make you feel, has the potential of having you feel by the end of the month a bit depleted, which I'm going to throw back to that beginning of the video where I said I felt that you were seeking harmony, not that you were filled with harmony, but you were attempting to seek things that would allow you to feel filled with harmony. That's gonna come again at the end of the month because of the potential of getting stuck in this rotation. And what's going to feed the rotation is that desire of hurry up and make a decision, and the possible inability to connect in the quiet space with inner self, higher self, and leaving you feeling frustrated and, like I said, depleted. So this rotation has a potential of making you feel like you didn't get too much further from that heavy heart situation from the beginning of the month. The focus really needs for you to be relying on your strength, getting in those quiet moments, recognizing you don't need to make a choice right now. Connect with whatever it is, that higher power that you feel content with, and know that you don't have to make a decision right now. And the more you connect and the stronger this connection you make, the lesser that depletion is going to feel. The more vivid of understanding of your higher self's purpose and what it is you need to do to honor when you make a decision. And the clearer the decision of where you want to go from here and what it is you want to manifest, that's going to be to you. I can't stress enough of taking time to connect with that higher self and knowing that you don't have to make a decision right now. So if you get to where you're starting to feel depleted and not grounded and not any further ahead than you were at the beginning of the month, just remember, connect. Spend time connecting with your higher self so that you can ease some of the pressure that you're putting upon yourself to make a decision, so that when you do make a decision, it is honoring your higher self. Okay, so that was a pretty intense reading. So let me see what I can give for you to continue through the end of the month with another card pull. Integrate your knowing. So you'll get your knowing from those moments of connecting to that higher self, your great divine, your higher power, whatever it is that you connect with on a soul, spiritual level, that's where you get your knowing. And that knowing is not the I think I know. It's when you undoubtedly know for sure. You don't even need any sort of facts or backstory. You just know without any shadow of doubt. That's the kind of knowing that this is speaking of. And that's the kind of knowing you get when you spend time in that quiet, hushed space, connecting with that higher power, the higher divine, your higher self. Integrate that as you move throughout your days. When you feel that you are getting depleted, when you feel that push and pressure and potential anxiety of making a decision, integrate your whatever it is that you know from the last time you sat in space. Let that carry you until the next time you sit in space. Integrate it into your day life, knowing that you don't have to have all the answers right now. You can rely on the answers that you have and know that you'll gain more the next time you sit in quiet space. And you'll be able to integrate that in the days and the minutes and the hours between your day-to-day life till the next time you sit in space. But integrate what you know. Every time you sit in space, whatever you get, whatever is presented to you while you're there that gives you peace and makes you feel better, allow that to carry you. And anytime you feel that overwhelm or pressure from those options or hurried decision, you got to make a decision, allow what you received from the previous time to be integrated in how you quiet your mind and let yourself know, all right, I'll get the answers to those questions the next time I sit in space. But until then, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just rely on what I know already, knowing that I will find out more, and I'll eventually find out all that I need to know when it's time. So integrate your knowing. All right, Scorpio, that is all I have for you for today. I hope you have a wonderful September. Make it great, and hopefully I will see you next month.